All right, fellas, it's time to get to it. No reason to delay this thing. Packers, Bears on Saturday. This is with the division on the line, potentially even keeping hopes alive for that first overall seed, which we know that bye week is going to be crucial. So, Christian, I'm going to start with you on this one. Your team's not involved. Packers, Bears, Saturday. Who do you have winning this one?
I'm giving it to the Bears. I got to. I'm sorry. It's just more of a
from picking Cleveland to picking the Bears against the Packers. I love it. Okay.
I know. I was like, man, even saying that the Bears are going to win is throwing me off. Like, I got a drink of water, so I got a bad taste in my mouth. But it's just, I just see it because it's like that. It's that what everybody's been saying pretty much all day. It's just the momentum. It's like. That Micah Parsons injury, I definitely believe is going to be something that's going to hold everybody up. It's like we said it previously. They showed the thing. Me being a Lions fan, that man was being held everywhere. All the whole time. It's like Micah Parsons definitely is a game changer. Like, he's definitely one of the people that really break problems. So you can't just be like, okay, we're going to replace Hall of Fame talent. It's not possible. So the fact that you lost him, I think that's going to end up making Chicago end up going over. And Caleb Williams, it's crazy. I got to keep boosting Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams had a hell of a game. And I think he's going to have a hell of a game again. Because it's like he's showing that, like, me being a Lions fan, like, maybe Ben Johnson was the person to this offense. It's like, man, Ben Johnson is really using his pieces how they're supposed to be. He's actually playing chess while everybody's been playing checkers the whole time.
Crazy, man. What's your score prediction on this one?
Now I see that as like 30, 31-27. I still see it being close, but I still got to give it to the Bears.
All right. One bar. You also picked Cleveland. The Milkers. The Milkers were out. The curse is over. We know they can win despite the Milkers coming out. So let me know. Packers at Bears. That's right. They're not playing at Lambeau this week. I know Nick's happy about that one. Packers at Bears Saturday. How do you see this one going?
Well, I got to say, so the first time the Packers and Bears played, I said they were going to split. I picked the Packers last time. So even before the Micah Parsons injury, I was gonna most likely lean towards the Bears. And really, this does pretty much solidify it. I'm not saying the Packers are dead by any means. But like the Micah Parsons injury, like, to me, the bigger part of it is not only Micah Parsons being out, but like the defense is everybody on this defense just got worse. I mean, they really did. Like, Micah Parsons makes everybody better. And I remember the first time these guys played, I don't think Parsons had a sack, Baz. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but the dude was all over the place. I don't know how many pressures he had. He had to have had like 8 pressures that game. And he was making Caleb Williams' life a living hell. So I think the Bears get the dub. I think the Bears will be the kings of the North this year. It's going to be a fun ass game to watch on a Saturday. Maybe I'll send a picture of you guys of the empty beer cans by my feet, but I'm going to be whapping beers, enjoying the hell out of this game. But I think the Bears get the dub. It's going to be 28-20. Like I said, I'm not putting a nail in the Packers' coffin whatsoever, but the Bears are going to take this one.
Man, well, listen, I got to say, Nick, on the surface, this feels good. You got your fellow panelists picking the Bears to win, but let's not forget that one short week ago, they were fading your Bears, and we saw how that turned out. So maybe they're not so good at picking games. Maybe you're not going to be happy about that. But overall, man, you've got the notebook out. Overall, talk to me about this game. I know you guys have some injuries too. It's not like you're coming into this thing healthy. You guys got plenty of injuries of your own, so you certainly do not feel sorry for the Green Bay Packers. Talk to me about some of those injuries, who's in, who's out, and how do you see this game going?
Well, first of all, I want to start off with that. I think, and I've tweeted this a few times, I talked about this on the show, is that it's very classless to cheer on an injury. And Micah Parsons is the kind of player that you want to see out there and your team go against, because when you do have the opportunity to beat them, or you do have the opportunity to play them, it like truly shows how talented your team is. Also, just a super fun player to watch. So anyone that was like saying like, oh, I'm so happy about that, like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Like, he is a person too. I hope he comes back better than ever. That being said, Bears, I mean, like, this is the karma a little bit right here. Bears have their own injuries too. Luther Burden, 2 days in a row, no practicing. Rome Odunze, 2 days in a row, no practicing. You all of a sudden have DeAndre Swift hitting it with a groin injury. So like suddenly like the Bears, you're like, all right, what do we got going here? That being said, this game, I mean, this means everything. And I know that, Baz, maybe you saw it. I know you didn't say it, but I definitely saw, and I've heard it from other Packers fans that decided to call me after that one, is like, oh, this was Chicago's Super Bowl, so on. So this is like the NFC North Super Bowl right now. This is for who's going to really take it and who's going to own it and control the destiny of it moving forward. So that's what's important about with this game. But being at Soldier Field, it's going to be a beautiful day, by the way. I already checked the weather. It's going to be 40 plus during the day, probably in the 30s at night. But Saturday Night Football in Chicago, Bears, Packers, it doesn't get much better than that. I think that it's pretty evened out. Like, we're missing Dio, who was supposed to be one of our big guys. We just had another defensive edge hit the injury report. So that's another big factor for us. Overall, like, the Bears do have their own injuries. There's still no confirmation that Tremaine Edmonds is coming back, even though he was limited the back-to-back days. Overall, though, Bears definitely have their own injury issues, but I think that this is what makes this matchup so awesome, is that there are key injuries on both sides of the ball, and that's what's going to be a big factor in this one. But I think there's going to be a lot of running again. I think there's going to be not many deep throws by Caleb Williams. I think it's just going to be what we were doing this past week against the Browns, just 10 to 20-yard throws, no, Hail Marys or anything. I'm excited about this one, though. I'm feeling good about it. I'm happy everybody else seems to as well. I know Baz is obviously going to choose the Packers, as I would choose the Bears. But I feel like this is going to be a good matchup. I feel like it's going to come down to the wire again last time. But I got it flipped. I got it Bears 28, Packers 21, and they win in the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be a great game this upcoming Saturday night, and I can't wait for it.
You're muted, Jesse.
You're muted, Jesse.
I can't wait for it either. Saturday football is always fun this time of year. I definitely look forward to it. Bass, talk to me, man. It's tough because you get these division matchups and you don't even have the luxury of splitting if you want to win the division outright. You got to beat them twice. You just did it a week ago. Now you got to go back to Chicago and prove it again. Can they get it done without Parsons? How do you see this game going down?
Oh man, it's like Nick said, it kind of is the NFC North Super Bowl for lack of better terms. But at the same time, the Packers and the Bears also have harder or difficult opponents after this, right? The 49ers, the Ravens. So we could see the Bears win or the Packers win in this game, reclaim the North, and that could change again. Like, that very well could. That's how tight it is. And saying this, we all took the Browns last week foolishly, except for Nick, obviously. We saw what happened. I don't know. It's like, do I take the Bears in my prediction here? Maybe I do. Now, on a serious note, last week against the Broncos, we, for lack of better words, we played like dog shit in the second half, and we still had a chance at the very end to go down and tie the game. Like, we did. Obviously, that didn't work out. We netted like -5 yards on that last drive. It was like a false start. We didn't play good in the second half at all. But like I was saying earlier, this team still has talent. Now, life without Parsons is going to be difficult, and it's going to take a lot of other guys stepping up. Now, something that a lot of people are looking at Parsons, which you should be, but Evan Williams, man. The reason a lot of those runs, the first game against the Bears, Monangai and Swift didn't go for more yardage is Evan Williams back there. I mean, this guy has been, one of the most underrated safeties here in year 2. And if we're without him and he has an MCL sprain, he said it's not as bad as the one he had in college, and he missed 4 games at Fresno State with that. I think everyone's going to be pushing to play, but it's like, okay, can you actually get cleared to play? If we're without Evan Williams, I think we're going to find trouble stopping this running attack by the Bears. We kind of found some trouble stopping it the first time around. But one thing is clear, the Packers, the way they run defense, or the way Jeff Hafley runs defense, it's going to have to change. Like, we can't just sit back in our cover 3 or our zone like we have been. We're a heavy cover 3 team, we're a heavy zone team, and say, hey, we're going to send 4 or 5, and most of the time we're going to create pressure or get home because it's Micah Parsons. Like, you can't stop him every time. We don't have that. So Jeff Hafley, like I said a little bit earlier, is going to have to reach into his bag. use Edgerrin Cooper, use Quay Walker, have some simulated pressures, maybe bring a Xavier McKinney down to either blitz or simulate some pressure there. He's going to have to do all that. If he doesn't, and we go into this game like we did the last time against the Bears, we will lose this game because we need to play it a little bit more aggressive. And I think inevitably, if you play it more aggressive, teams are going to find more explosive plays against you. And that's something the Packers have done a really good job at stopping, but it's something you're going to have to live by without Micah Parsons. You know, I think on offense, Love is going to have to just play nuclear, like what he was kind of the level he was at the first half of the Denver game and the prior like 3 to 4 weeks. You know, I think we can all agree Love was playing at a very high level. Just the second half of this Denver game, it didn't look good at all. He's going to have to play pretty flawless. He's not going to be able to turn over the football. You know, he turned it over twice in Denver, turned it over once in Chicago, and that was a 1-score game. So if you turn it over twice, like Chicago's going to win this game. Now, I think Josh Jacobs should play in this game. He's been on the injury report for feels like a month now with that knee contusion. He's one of our toughest players, one of the toughest players in the NFL, and he continues to just power through. He re-injured that knee in Denver like the first drive and still continued through that whole game, including a 40-yard running touchdown. Now, the Bears allow the 27th. They're 27th in explosive run plays allowed. So I think if the Packers kind of get some success down on the ground, you know, that's a great recipe for success here, kind of make it easy on the offense. But here's the thing that really worries me. You know, obviously without Micah, the Bears have a great offensive line. And it's like, it could look really bad with Gary and LVN out there starting at edge, and maybe some, you know, Inigbare, Barron Sorrell, our 4th-round rookie out of Texas, Brenton Cox Jr. if he returns. You know, if we can't find any success creating pressure, like Caleb's going to have all day to either throw or run, you know, roll out left or right, do whatever he needs to do and make impressive throws like he has been. That's going to be a worry for mine. And it all falls down to Jeff Hafley cooking up blitz packages and making it difficult like he did in certain, you know, the first half against the Bears. Like that was a recipe that worked. Obviously they adjusted. Ben Johnson, a terrific coach, they adjusted. It's going to be a good coaching matchup. That's what I'm excited for. Hafley versus Johnson. You know, you have LaFleur versus Dennis Allen. So, you know, I think it's a very good coaching matchup. Yeah, like Nick said, he can't get better than this. Saturday Night Football, Packers versus Bears. As funny as it would be to, you know, choose Bears here just to kind of, you know, go with that curse, I'm not going to do it. I was going to go Packers 31-27.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I cannot wait for this matchup. Nick, I know you got a jet, but real quick before you get out of here, just give me a score. You don't got to go deep analysis. Vikings, Giants, 1 p.m. Eastern. Who do you have winning that one? What's your score prediction?
You know, I think the Vikings are going to put a stomping on the Giants on this one. I got 32-17.
All right. And then Lions versus the Steelers. Can the Lions keep their playoff hopes alive and make week 18 interesting?
Oh my gosh. I see the prayer, brother. I see it. I really need a Lions loss. I really do. But it's in Detroit, right?
It is, yeah.
Lions win. I'm going to put it out there right now. I think the Lions keep their playoff hopes alive. I think that this end of the season is just going to be absolutely insane, but I got a Lions win over Aaron Rodgers and those Steelers.
All right. I appreciate it. Nick, get out of here. Take care of your business, man. We'll see you next week, brother.
Thanks, guys. Bear down, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you. It's going to be a really good week for me. That's all I got to say. I'll talk to you, Baz. We'll talk after the show. Ta-ta for now.
There he goes. And he's out. He's out just like that, dropping the Donald Trump on the way out. You got to love it. Okay, we're going to leave his square open because he's earned that spot. So we'll just leave it right there as it is. Vikings at the Giants, 1 p.m. Eastern. Christian, I'm coming to you, man. How do you see this one going down?
You said Vikings?
Vikings at the Giants, yep.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I don't believe as much as I like. New York look good on paper. Like, let's just say that. I'm not gonna lie. Like Scarborough, Dart, like they definitely have personalities in New York, but also the two people I just named are on the field. So you're gonna have Jameis Winston, who's going to play like Jameis Winston. You had a great game against Detroit. You were bossing up, which was disrespectful, but at the same time, you're not getting that with the Vikings. They're going crazy on you. They're definitely going crazy. I definitely seen that being like a 27-10 because it's just I just don't see it with New York. You just don't have the talent. Like on paper, they definitely look great. It's just more and what you're going to bring in. I don't feel like they're going to bring it. I think James McCarthy's going to go crazy on this weekend.
Oh, that's music to Vikings fans' ears, man. They've got to see JJ McCarthy put some games together and in this thing strong. Bass, you like to fade the division, man. I'm curious to see how you go with this one. They are in New York. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, man, I'm a big Jameis guy. Is it Jameis or is it Dart? Like Dart has it was it like 19th concussion? What was it?
Did he get another one? Is that what happened?
I don't know.
I don't even, dude. I don't keep up on the Giants. I don't know.
Whoever it is, I don't care. They lost 8 straight, dude. Like, I don't care. It could be. I don't care. As much as I love to watch Jameis, like Jameis would totally make this like a 44-45 loss. Like that would be great. But, Minnesota winning 2 straight. JJ looks competent, and I want the Vikings to win. I do. It worsens their draft pick, so it's fine. Like, I want them to win the next 2 and then lose week 18. That's kind of where I'm sitting here. Minnesota, some injuries on defense, like one bar mentioned. Grenard, I think Metellus too on IR if I'm correct. That doesn't matter, man. Giants are, I mean, they really know one out there. So yeah, I'm going 31-20 Minnesota.
All right. Well, listen, you're either a sad individual if you're not a Vikings or a Giants fan and you're choosing to watch this one, or you're a degenerate and your fantasy football team's still alive, which is great. And you got to watch this one because you got some guys going. But listen, if you drafted Justin Jefferson, you're probably not around anymore because this has not been good. Either way, though, one bar, how do you see this one going down? Can the Vikings take care of business again? I mean, my gosh, if the Vikings win this game, you are wishing and hoping that somehow, some way you can sign a petition to get moved over to the NFC East because you guys are running through that division right now. You guys might be a playoff team if they were around. Talk to me. How do you see this one going down?
I mean, first off, I got to give you guys some credit to pretend to give 2 craps about the Vikings-Giants game. So hats off to you guys. Nobody outside of New York or Minnesota is watching this thing. Probably a lot of people in New York and Minnesota aren't watching this game. The Giants are, I mean, there's no sugarcoating this. The Giants are horrible. They're horrible. They're checked out. Their defense is just absolutely balls. I mean, they're giving up 28 points a game, 153 on the ground, 228 in the air. Their offense, I will give them credit. It is fun to watch their offense. Their running game has actually gotten a little bit better. The passing game is fine, but I mean, they want their draft pick. I think they're battling for that number 1 pick right now, right? So they don't want to win this game. And the Vikings should just absolutely handle business. And the good thing for Vikings fans are, like JJ McCarthy going into not a very good defense, will continue to get a little bit of momentum. Like, I'm all for the Dubs, baby. Whether we get the 12th pick in the draft or the 17th pick or 18th pick, I don't really care. I will continue to toot that horn as far as just get the wins and get better. But yeah, they should handle business against the Giants. Brian Flores is going to do his thing against an offense that should have some turnovers, and Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason should do their thing on the ground. I got the Vikings winning 30-17, and you know what? Crazier things have happened. The Vikings could actually, I'm not drinking a ton of purple Kool-Aid, but it is possible they could still finish 9-8, which is a crazy, crazy thing to say. Granted, they got to get past the Lions, who they are to beat, and the Packers, I got some issues going on, but it's going to be a fun end of the season for Vikings fans that haven't had much to cheer for. So yeah, they should absolutely obliterate the Giants. They better. It would be in true Vikings fashion to lose to the Giants. So I will say that.
Well, I'll tell you, you go 5-0 down the stretch and you finish out winning 2 division games. You feel pretty damn good headed into next year. The Vikings are not void of talent. That is not the issue. The quarterback play has really been an issue all year long. And if JJ McCarthy can finish the season strong, then it's got to give you some hope for next year. And maybe the Vikings can make some noise. But yeah, they should be able to put the Giants away pretty handily. Well, there is a team with playoff hope still alive, and we've laid out the path, and it's not as unrealistic as it may seem right now with 3 games left. The Lions versus the Steelers in Detroit. Friendly home confines. You got to feel good about this one, Christian. One bar, I'm actually going to come back to you on this one. Lions versus the Steelers, 4:25 p.m. Eastern. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, I mean, in Detroit, like I got the Lions. I don't think the Steelers can keep up with them points-wise. They shouldn't be able to keep up with them points-wise. And if they're not feeding the hell out of Jahmyr Gibbs in this game, I mean, Gibbs got bottled up last week. I think he had less than 40 yards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like this is a game that he should come out and they should just absolutely give him the ball. So I got the Lions winning 34-24. Lions are going to take out some frustration from last week.
All right, music to Christian's ears. Bass, how do you see this one going down? Lions versus the Steelers.
Yeah, I will say, like, the Steelers are kind of hitting a little bit of stride here. It seems like Aaron Rodgers has a little bit of that, like, vibe going on. We're like, okay, like, this team could kind of do some things down the stretch, maybe get into the playoffs. But Lions haven't lost 2 straight once this year. And obviously it's a key to get the running game going, like you guys have been saying. You know, all of their losses, Gibbs has 70 or less rushing yards. Like, plain and simple. If you don't get him going, you know, they're most likely going to have some issues on offense. But that just happened last week. And again, the Lions, I feel like every time we come on here and do our predictions, every time the Lions have lost, I think I've picked them the next week just because of how they respond. And I'm going to keep it the same here. You know, I think Gibbs, I wish I had him on my fantasy championship. I don't, but thankfully I'm not playing against him. He's going to get like 160 yards. Like I just could already see it. The writing's on the wall. St. Brown looks healthy. I got the Lions in a close one though. You know, 1-score game, I should say, 27-20.
Wow, Bass generous with the picks within the division, man. You're generous this week. I like it. Just handing out wins.
I'm a hater. It's just like I'm just thinking. Like obviously, I don't want these teams to win. Like I would rather the Lions get eliminated because it does worry me if you enter into the playoffs, 2nd seed against 7th seed. If that happens, like that's a worry. Hard to beat a team 3 times in the season, but no, it's just realistically, it's like they haven't lost after a loss. They're really strong after a loss.
Yeah, really, really good point. Jahmyr Gibbs really is the straw that stirs the drink for sure in Detroit. Christian, talk to me, man. How do you see this one going down? It's a must win at this point. They all are. These are all playoff games, and luckily for Detroit, they are familiar with the playoffs the last couple years. Can they get it done against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are also desperate for a win, man? This is 2 teams that really need this win. Can the Lions get it done at home against the Aaron Rodgers-led Steelers?
Now, I'm not going to lie. You asked me this probably like 5-6 years ago. I would have been nervous. I've been sweating bullets. I've had to you take me off camera because I'm like, man, I'm going to dread this. But to be honest, Lions got this. This is way too easy. We haven't lost a back-to-back game since October 2022. The thing is, the only question is how many points does the Lion win by? Because it's just from last week, like you said, yeah, you were correct. Jahmyr Gibbs had 38 yards. Crazy that you had 38 yards in your freaking Jahmyr Gibbs. So the fact that they're going to go back around, he's going to have 100, close to 2, maybe like 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's going to go crazy because they're like, yeah, we're not losing this. We're going to play our. I don't know. I'm not sure if I can cuss or not. It's like, but we can play our behinds off, and we're not going to lose this game because it's like this is the last game for field this season. We chance to make the playoffs. All the stuff's going on. It's like this game matters so much to this team right now. I definitely seen this being the blowout. It's like 34-17. But real quick, I do have to say shout out to Dave Pendell because I know when on my stuff did in the D that's Aaron Rodgers was his favorite QB, but Aaron Rodgers is getting whooped this weekend, man. So your favorite player, man, he's taking the L this weekend. But I still rock with you though. But you getting belt to behind this weekend.
I love it. Absolutely love it, man. You know, the hate is real. Last week the hate was directed towards Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. This week you got someone else in the crosshairs. I absolutely love this, man. Well, listen,
I'm still waiting on that cash app.
Yeah. Where's it at? Well, listen, we got a hell of a slate of games this week, and I cannot wait to review them next week and then preview the following week's games. So gosh, guys, 3 weeks left until the playoffs, and we've got 2 teams in this division that are going to make the playoffs, it seems, at this point. So it's just which 2 is it going to be? A lot of fun down the stretch here, man. We might have a new division leader next week. Every single week it's flip-flopping. A few weeks ago it was the Bears. Then it was the Packers. Now it's the Bears. Can it be the Packers again, even though they are without Parsons? We're going to find out. But that's going to do it for this week. I know Nick's not here, but we're going to shout him out. So for Nick, Christian, Bass, and One Bar, I'm your host, Jesse. Make sure you tune in, same time, same place next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. will be here. Much love. Peace. Sleeper, get a 100% deposit match of up to $100 using promo code RTS. Link is pinned to the top of the description. And in the sake of time, because we certainly have got to have Nick around when we go to this Saturday game, I've made the picks already this week. So we've got Aaron Rodgers. I got the free pick on Monday Night Football before that thing kicked off. And then Thursday Night Football, I'm going more with 3 players. I got Kyron Williams more on the 55.5 rushing yards. I got Matt Stafford more on the 229.5 passing yards. And same thing with Sam Darnold. I believe all 3 of them are going to get the more. I think this game could turn into a bit of a shootout, at least when it comes to yards, maybe not scoring. So that's what I'm going with there. You can tail us, you can fade us, but either way, use promo code RTS when you sign up for Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy football app that there is.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.